Four-way match scheduled for football. Introducing the participants. First, from North Carolina, New York, at 180 beats per minute, the remix, Kevin Bennett.
My name is Joe Dombrowski. I'm joined by Benjamin C. Steele. This is the beginning of what will be known as welterweight wrestling, 185 pounds and under. This generation's version of the overlooked, undersized, supposedly stars. You're looking at Kevin Bennett right now. He's 23 years old, a 7-year pro, 6 feet tall, considers his weight 180 beats per minute. That's because Kevin Bennett is a rapper, a producer, an audio engineer, and also a wrestler. He went viral late last year for a song that went online that included the names of all the different Pokemon characters. Kevin Bennett loves being the center of attention, and he's so successful in so many different mediums, it's gone to his ego. And I have to admit, though, Kevin, more often than not, backs it up. He's won championships, he's opened for major acts, and done so much more, but he's only one component of this four-way battle. Gavin Glass is 19 years old, training since he was 15 in professional wrestling, but Gavin's still not out of that high school mentality. He's a 3-sport athlete at his high school, track, soccer, and wrestling, but Gavin, now that high school is behind him, he doesn't realize that those accomplishments don't quite mean as much than they used to, and Gavin has an inner rage to him, an inner intensity that he's not the center of attention, that he's not the darling and the center of the universe that he was back in his high school in Medina, New York. But Gavin has worked all across the Northeast, the Midwest, into Canada. He is a young prodigy with a very, very bright future, 6 feet tall, 160 pounds, and an actual athlete. Let's meet participant number 3 in this welterweight contest. WelterweightWrestling.com, Facebook.com/welterweightwrestling, Welterweight PW on the Twitter. Sonny Vice is 5'7", 165 pounds, 21 years old, originally from Miami, Florida. Sonny spent 6 years as a decorated, successful amateur wrestler, but he fell in love with that party lifestyle a little bit, didn't have the discipline to sustain an amateur wrestling, so he came to the pro ranks where he can have a good time and succeed in the ring, and he's proven a lot of people wrong and risen up against a lot of larger opponents over the last several months. Sonny Vice, maybe the lesser-known athlete in this matchup, but looking to make sure people are talking about him following this contest.
From Indianapolis, Indiana, weighing in at 175 pounds, Simon Ace Perry.
Ace Perry, 5'8", 175 pounds, from Indianapolis, Indiana. He's 22 years old, and he fashioned himself as a boy band reject. Grew up loving boy bands, the Jonas Brothers, One Direction, and the positivity and the happiness that they give to their fans all over the world. I'll tell you what, being in a boy band was the dream of Ace Perry, but his passion has always been professional wrestling, and he chose to pursue that wrestling as first and foremost of his life. Benjamin C. Steele will bring you into the action right now. How do you assess these 4 young athletes looking to make a statement as the welterweight age begins?
Well, this is going to be the time to do it. You only get one chance to make a first impression, and in this 4-way matchup, that's what you got to do. Now, we've got Kevin Bennett and Gavin Glass, that previous entities not outside the world of professional wrestling, have made a name for themselves, and you mentioned it yourself, doesn't matter so much here, but you'd have to think. Well, we see Kevin Bennett awfully very proud of himself, thinking that he is a cut above the rest, if you will.
Well, Kevin Bennett washes his hands in this opening situation as he leaves the cut above the rest, Gavin Glass, with Ace Perry and Sonny Vice, and now Gavin with a double bird, and young Gavin wants nothing to do with this either. It seems like Kevin Bennett and Gavin Glass feel like they're too good for this altercation. Maybe they're going to pick their spot. We'll see. as it's Ace Perry and Sonny Vice, center of the ring. Ace Perry, some of that boy band fever. He always loves to dance, have a good time, big smile on his face, all about PMA, positive mental attitude. Sonny Vice likes to have fun too, but a little bit on the wild side sometimes. Shoulder tackle by Sonny Vice. Again, it's all about proving yourself here as we begin to count down to Sunday, May the 7th. Welterweight Wrestling's first Supercard Spectacular will crown a welterweight champion. Could it be one of these four men? Well, cutter from Ace Perry early. That could have finished it. What a standoff in the opening moments.
Very impressive between the two. Not wasting a single... Well, that's what you got to do when you're in a four-way like this. You got to know what's going on, all sides around you. You got to have your wits about you and your senses are really keen right now. And you got to hand it to Kevin Bennett and Gavin Glass. They're picking their spots, as you mentioned. And you'd have to think that the winner of this would have momentum going for that welterweight championship, would you not?
Well, speaking of momentum, Ace Perry and Sonny Vice put the brakes on their momentum. And it's almost turned into an impromptu tag match. Double drop kick nicely done. As Bennett and Glass back to the outside. Their plan to wait for the right time didn't work. And Sonny Vice and Ace Perry take to the air. The suicide dive, the Topic and Hilo, and you can feel the energy, the passion from these gentlemen who have traveled the roads throughout this country looking to get noticed and prove they belong on the top of the card. They have their opportunity finally here.
And with welterweight, you're going to see a multitude of styles. You're going to see guys that are not afraid to take it to the air. That are not going to let any...
Ouch!
Well, I was going to say that can strike and not any perceived limitations hold back in their ability and their wrestling. Wow. Shot there from Ace Perry. Joe, let me ask you, who would you give the advantage to if you can pick somebody to have the advantage in a match like that?
Well, I'm going to give the advantage to, wait a second, Bennett sends Ace Perry into the guardrail. I'm going to give the advantage to Kevin Bennett. He has the experience. He's been a little bit more well-traveled all throughout the U.S. and up into Canada. Sonny Vice with a back suplex. And Kevin Bennett has that overwhelming confidence. Kevin Bennett believes his own height more than anybody else. It's annoying to be around, but sometimes it can be convincing. Sonny Vice going high risk. But momentum certainly is key. Kevin Bennett gets pushed off, and Gavin meets Sonny Vice with an uppercut. God, that was vicious. 2 and no. And we saw some of the knife edge chops, the uppercut. These are not just one-dimensional athletes. It's not all about flips and flying. They can strike. They can succeed on the mat. They have a great ground game. And they've got a lot of attitude and personality as well. They got something for everybody. Kevin Bennett, as a recording artist, once opened up for Aaron Carter, I believe, and then traveled to a wrestling match that same night and pinned Sanjay Dutt with about a 10-minute window to spare. Kevin Bennett is open for Aaron Carter, open for 3-6 Mafia. He's been on WWE television. There's not much this guy hasn't done. He's a jack of all trades, and he could dominate the welterweights, could win here, but you see the brief alliance between Gavin and Kevin Bennett starts to crumble.
You'd have to think that with those two egos and that pride more than anything else, that alliance isn't going to last long, especially because there's going to be one winner in this. This may have started out looking tag match-like, but that's not going to go when it comes down to brass tacks. There's only going to be one winner in the match.
Sonny Vice with a low bridge on Gavin Glass, who hits the outside, and Kevin Bennett meets a foot. Sonny Vice is fighting everybody here, but Gavin scoops out the leg. Bennett through the ropes, down with a splash. Nice innovation by the Remixer Pro Wrestling, remixing his offense. And another cover, but again, keep in mind, Ben, one fall contest, not elimination. Only one man can win, and Gavin wants to be that man.
And I think you have Kevin Bennett trying to reason with Glass, and well, I said it earlier, Joe, alliances aren't going to last in a match like this. Both of these men want to not only put their name on that, vicious quick shots there.
Ouch.
Not only want to put their name on the welterweight division, but they want to be the best. And the only way you can do that is to pick up wins and be the welterweight champion.
Kevin gets the upper hand on Gavin, center of the ring. Gavin is down as Ace Perry struggles to even get to his feet at this point. Bennett sees him now, and Ace Perry was waiting. Ace Perry, springboard crossbody. Ace Perry went viral a couple of years ago His #1 fan in the Midwest was of special needs. Ace thought enough to ask her to her prom, made her dream come true. It was a feel-good story that the internet fell in love with, and now Ace Perry, fallen in love with Ace Perry's athleticism, is the internet, as Ace Perry connects with a double cutter. And Sonny Vice there with a drop kick.
Landed right on Gavin Glass. That, oof. Joe, this action is almost too quick to call. If you take a deep breath, you're going to miss a lot, so you got to really pay attention as we see.
Go to the knee. Again, the striking game. Gavin is rubber-legged. Super kick connects with Bennett. Who do you give an edge to thus far?
Well, at this point, it's really hard to tell. We've seen all four individuals not only have impressive offense, but be willing to lay it all on the line to pick up the victory.
And just imagine what it's going to be like when we have 10, 12, 15, 20 welterweights in one building at one time, maybe more. Sonny Vice with a neck breaker. And Ace Perry with a double stomp. Everybody's down. Ace with a cover. No. I'm not sure if Kevin Bennett interrupted or Sonny Vice escaped, but there you see that 1-2 punch of offense. Vice with a breathtaking neck breaker, but no time to regroup. Ace Perry was waiting.
And you know, not able to pick a favorite really at this point. Smart move there by Bennett. But it may be the man that's the luckiest. Maybe the man that can take that one quick move and pick up the quick victory.
Gavin saw an opportunity, an opening there with Ace Perry. Sonny Vice now with a back kick. Up and over with a rocker dropper into a modified bulldog. And the Shining Wizard. Sonny Vice has gotten many victories with that maneuver before, but Bennett wisely rolls to the outside. In comes Gavin with a cutter. He calls himself a cut above the rest. And Ace Perry. The German. The thrust kick. Springboard. Down with a cutter. And Ace Perry calls that the friend zone. And Gavin Glass has been defeated. Ace Perry victorious. BC Steel standing ovation for all four of these athletes. We have seen an energetic, high-octane, adrenaline-fueled beginning to what could be a very special time for these young athletes as the welterweight division is coming.
You know, impressive showing by all four individuals. Ace Perry got the nod tonight, and you have to wonder what that's going to mean for him going forward.
Ace Perry has some of that momentum, but let's not forget about the other three. They will be, you got to believe, a very important part moving forward. WelterweightWrestling.com, Facebook.com/welterweightwrestling, and at WelterweightPW on Twitter.